Morning students. In the previous class we had seen about the objects made, isn't it? So the objects, different objects were made with the through a particular material. For example, if we see plastic, so through plastic we can do different material. So in today's class we'll see about the properties of materials and the general properties of materials. Now if you look at, look at every material that you see around your house, especially inside the house. If you look at the every material you have, now when you see those material, what happens? Can you say these materials some occupy some space? If you see each material, they occupy some space, isn't it? Now even if you lift that particular material, you can see that material has a little weight, isn't it? So the materials, they also have mass. So these are the two properties of materials, that is, materials occupy space and materials have space. So materials, they have classified into three categories. The materials, they have classified into three categories, that is solids, liquids and gases. Now in solid, if you see gold, you might have seen gold, isn't it? If girls means you wear the gold, your mother wears. So at home, those who are women, girl child, so you all wear gold, isn't it? So gold is an example for solid. Wood, the wooden piece, the materials, the objects made from the wood material. So that is the example for solid. Then brick also a solid thing, you cannot break easily, isn't it? It is hard to break. When you come to the second category, liquids, milk is a liquid, your blood is a liquid, coffee is a liquid, water, juice, so all these are liquids. And third, it is gases, helium, xenon, neon, all these are gases. Now you breathe in air, isn't it? You take the oxygen in. Even the oxygen or maybe air, these also are gases. So the materials have classified into three categories: solids, liquids and gases. Now let's move on to the general properties of materials. So what are the general properties of material? That is, one is the appearance, isn't it? Now when you see a material, you have to make out, you are able to say, oh, such material will have such property, isn't it? So first of all, you see the appearance of the material. How does the material look? Whether it is round or oval or spherical or rectangular in shape. So you see the appearance. And next you see the hardness, whether the material is very hard or it is soft. Then there are materials which are soluble and insoluble, which can soluble in the water, which are not soluble in the water. Now there are objects, they may float, some may float in the water, some may sink in the water. And finally the general property is transparency. Transparency is nothing but you can see the things from particular object. So we'll see each one in detail. So first, appearance. Now have you seen some material that they are very shiny? For example, if you see here gold, isn't it? Have you seen gold is shiny? You have seen, isn't it? So the shiny objects are called, lustrous. Understand? Now for example, if you look at wood, do you think wood is shiny? No, isn't it? Since it is not shiny, it is called non-lustrous. So the non-shiny objects are called non-lustrous. So in appearance, we have two types. One is lustrous. Lustrous is shiny, and second one is non-lustrous, which is not shiny. Now if you see, metal polishing act as a protective shield to metal surfaces because it stops oxidation. Now there are metals, what happens? They get rusted, isn't it? They get rusted. For example, iron. So if you see iron, maybe you might have seen when you bring the fresh iron, it is very shiny, isn't it? So maybe after 1 month, 2 months, if you observe, they get rusted. So because of that, what they do, they polish the metals. And this, why they polish? So that the surface does not get oxidized, okay, or maybe it does not get rusted. Because of that, they say metal polishing is a protective shield to the metal surfaces. Now if you see wood, as I said, wood is lustrous, isn't it? Now sometimes the wood also can make shiny. How? When you polish the wood properly, what happens? It is shiny. So it is not every time, but sometimes, okay, but the lustrous objects are different. Next we will move on to hardness. Now do you know that some materials cannot break? Isn't it? Some materials you cannot break. Why? Because it is hard. So a material with high strength and high ductility will have more toughness than a material with low strength and high ductility. Okay, the material, some of the materials, they have the more strength, okay, and ductility is more, okay. Since they have more strength, high strength and high ductility, so they will have within them the toughness, you cannot break them. But there are material which they have low strength and high ductility, okay, but strength is low. So in hardness, if you see, the materials can be soft as well as hard. So as an example I have given there, hard helmet, you can see here, this is helmet, isn't it? It is very hard to break. But if you see hat, though it cannot break, but you can compress, whereas helmet you cannot compress them, isn't it? For example, you consider that sponge easily can compress, isn't it? Because it is soft. For example, if you think cushion, so cushion also you can compress, isn't it? So though they have the low strength, therefore you can compress it, whereas the hard material you cannot compress them. So some of the hard materials you can see here, roughing end mill, slab mill cutter, then end mill cutter. So all these are machinery, this thing. If you see at home, steel spoon, then nails, then some of the keys, wooden table. So all these are example for hard materials. Next we will move on to soluble and insoluble. Now there are things which are soluble, which are insoluble, isn't it? Now if you consider here two figures, first we'll see about the sugar and the salt. Now I have taken the water in the beaker. Now what object I have? The substance sugar or maybe the salt. Now I will add the salt to the water. What happens to the salt? It will get dissolved in the water, isn't it? Now what about the second image here? Sand. Now when I add the sand particles to the water, what happens? Whether it is dissolves or not? So sand will not dissolve, isn't it? So there are materials which are soluble in water and there are which are insoluble in water. For example, if you have gone beaches, that is sea, coastal areas, okay, what happens? In beaches the sand is present, isn't it? So sand settles down, yes or no? Yes, that means it is insoluble in water. Next, if you see, there are objects which can sink, which can float. So imagine, you can see the objects here, or else you can even try at your home. Take a water and put a dry leaf in the water. What happens? Will the leaf float or sink? It will start floating, isn't it? Now the same in the beaker or in the glass, you drop a coin. What happens to the coin? It will easily sink. Why? Because they are heavier than water, isn't it? The coin is heavier than water, whereas dry leaf, it is lighter particle. So materials, they can float or they can sink. So the last general property is transparent, translucent and opaque. Now let's move on to the first, opaque. or you can consider wooden door, maybe at home. Now, will you be able to see through the door or maybe this image, whatever the things which are there on the other side? Can you able to see? You go and try. Near the door you stand one side, and whether you can see the things which are front of the door. You cannot see, isn't it? So because light does not pass through them, okay, the light cannot pass through this material. So this is called opaque material or opaque objects. Sometimes what happens, you can see the materials half and half. For example, if you see you can see the car, isn't it? But can you see the car clear as in this figure? No, isn't it? You can see little blur. So such objects or materials are called translucent material, okay, translucent. So and the last example, the last one, if you see, consider the glass door, okay. Will you be able to see? Yes, you can see easily, or maybe the glass. So you can see easily the car or maybe other objects. So in this objects, what happens, the light can completely pass through. So such materials are called transparent. So the materials they are called opaque, translucent and transparent. So these are the general properties of materials, that are appearance, hardness, soluble and insoluble, the objects which float and sink, and the finally transparent, translucent, opaque objects or maybe the material. Thank you, students.